is a little red train case. It's a Samsonite. It's a Royal Traveler. I found this at a garage sale just a couple of days ago. It's in nice condition, good mirror. It is missing the little makeup tray that goes in here, but it does have the keys. Pretty clean. And I found this for $3. I know a lot of people like to use these as little cat beds, cat house beds. But I think my cat prefers just to sleep like the dogs, laying on the floor. So this went up for sale, and it sold in just a few days for $35. This is a Remington brand hard-sided case, gun case type of. It's not a very long case, so it's made for guns that you can break down. And I picked this up at a church sale. We had a couple of church sales over the last week. One was real good. That's where I got this. And then today there was another church sale that I thought was going to be great. Just pulled a few items out of it. In any case, this only took a few days to sell, and it sold for $90. This is from a Sony turntable. It's the armrest, where the tone arm rests, and then you can lock it down with this little clip. And I've had this up for 2 years, but I knew it would sell eventually because somebody's going to break their turntable. I've bought enough turntables with broken tone armrests to know that. So I just let it sit at 20 bucks, and today it sold. This is a Sony 8mm VCR. Those little tapes. You can edit with this. And these come up every now and then for $5, $10 at garage sales. You got to be careful because they don't always work. They're kind of fragile. This one actually is working. I have another one of these up for sale that's not working. I have it priced at $100, and I've got a standing offer from a guy that buys these and repairs them and then resells them. He's got an offer to me for $80, but so far I'm going to hold out for the $100 on that broken one. This one sold for $280. This is a pair of stereo components, an amplifier and a tuner. They're both sold by Radio Shack, one under the Realistic brand and one under the Optimus brand. And they're all boxed up in their original packing material, so I'll show it to you on the computer. They're from the 80s, obviously, with the black cases like that. But they're still very small bookshelf style stereo system. And this pair sold for $100. Another model, this is a 1960 T-Bird. It's kind of rough. And it's missing some pieces. It's even got a little chipping going on there. But even in this condition, this vintage model that's already been built sold for $60. These three prints are of scenes from San Francisco. They're by an artist by the name of Don Davies. These are from the 60s. Auction lot extras. And I had them priced at $40 and received an offer of $30. And I've had these for probably 6 to 8 months. So I took that $30 offer. This is somewhat of a rare sale. It's a magazine rack. I love magazine racks, but they're a dime a dozen. Lots of them out there. There's a zillion designs, so if you can find a unique one, you have a much better chance of selling it. This one I advertise as having a bamboo-like segmented bars and handles. This little cross-hatch pattern. I've had this for quite a while. I've been using it as an album storer. And it finally sold to a gentleman in England on a best offer for $22. This is a pair of acoustic research speakers that I acquired a number of years ago. And they actually sold once, but the buyer didn't pay. And finally yesterday, they sold for $290. They're in pretty good shape. These are obviously vintage, but still in good order, and Acoustic Research AR3s are quite sought after. Again, this pair sold for $290. Another Harley Davidson hat sold. The bar and shield logo on it. This is a newer hat. It's this breathable material. Pretty good shape. And I got this for free at the auction. Our auction, when you buy a table lot or a whole row, and you don't want some of the items, you just put them on a flatbed trailer outside, and then they're free to anybody who wants them. I picked up this hat, 3 John Deere hats, just a ton of stuff for absolutely nothing. Just showed up at the auction. Some of the stuff I had considered bidding on and got outbid, and then the person just was tossing it anyway. This Harley hat sold for $18. This is a National Hot Rod Association hat. I've had this thing for a very long time. Even though it's beat up and dirty, I thought the logo would sell this hat for quite a bit. So I had it priced at $30, but after a couple of years I finally took a $15 offer. It's the same guy who offered me $15 probably 9-10 months ago. This is a pair of Johnny Lightning Mustang cars, one in white and one in silver, otherwise identical, brand new, and this pair sold for $20. This HO boxcar features the state of Maine hauling potatoes. It's a ice box car, and very colorful. Took quite a while to sell, but it sold for $20, and it's going to George Bush out there in Bedford, Ma. This is the tone wheel off the Hammond M3 organ that I parted out a couple years ago. I've been selling the pieces on a regular basis. I put this up as the tone wheel, untested. And I mentioned that the wheels spin freely, and I clipped all the wires off as clean as possible. Left as much lead as I could. Not sure what they're going to use off this if they're going to try and restore it. Awful lot of capacitors. These are the type of capacitors from the 60s and 50s that leak out over time and are no longer effective. But mine is not to question what you're going to do with it. Mine is just to sell it to you. And the guy paid me $100 for this. It's going to cost him about another $50 to have it shipped. Norman, come here, boy. Norm, what's that? Can you sit? Sit, sit, boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Come here, boy. You sit. Sit. Shake.